What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm absolutely delighted today to be introducing some new gear to the arsenal. So without further ado, let's get down to the table and I can show you this new bit of kit that I've got from Roland. So here we are, guys. We have the Roland J-6 Chord Synthesizer, and I want to do a full disclaimer before this video starts. I have an agreement with Roland about this and a couple of other products that are on the way and are going to be featuring on the channel soon. I haven't been paid for this, but I've been sent these for free, and there's a certain amount of videos I need to create around these to complete the deal. So yeah, that's my full disclaimer. These have been sent to me for free. That being said, I'm obviously going to share my full opinions of these devices. I've not been told what I can and can't say, so don't worry about that. But yeah, just wanted to make sure that that's understood. It's not paid promotion, I guess, but it kind of is an agreement. So I want that to be completely transparent. And I just want to say a huge thanks to Roland again for their continued support of this channel. It really is a huge help. So thank you so much to PJ over at Roland for helping me get these bits of gear. And I'm really looking forward to telling you about these. Okay, so let's get this out the box and then I can kind of explain a little bit about what this is and what it's for. And I'll talk about how it's going to incorporate into my workflow, how I think I'm going to be able to use this. And also as well, I'll show you some of the sounds a bit later on in the video. And yeah, don't forget to use the bookmarks below if you want to skip to anything in particular. So first things first, let's get this thing out the box. It's a very nice box. It's got a very similar style to the SP404 Mark II, this kind of outlined look. And the box itself actually matches the colours of the unit, that kind of really strong blue. There's not much more really you can say about a box, is there? It's just the box for it. So opening it up, let's get this open. You can see here we're presented with the IRA logo. I think that's how you say it. A-I-R-A, IRA. I think that's correct. Yeah, the IRA logo there. And then you open this and you can see there's a piece of foam. You can get that out of the way. And this is the device itself, which is inside a bag. So we can just get that out. And you can see there it's the black on top and the blue underneath, just like on the box. Really nice form factor, nice and small and compact. And very portable, which is obviously something we're quite passionate about here on the channel. Moving that aside, another bit of foam, some gubbins in here, there's various instructions, shortcuts to get to the manuals, etc. And hidden underneath there is actually also a USB to USB-C cable, which is used for charging this up. And obviously that's going to be handy for just anything that takes USB-C as well. So always good to get another USB cable. Okay, so let's get that stuff off the table. We no longer need the box, so let's put that to one side. And firstly, what I'll do is basically explain what this device is. So according to the Roland website, and I'll leave a link below if you want to find out more information about what Roland say about this. This is a chord synthesizer which offers an endless well of music inspiration, and it goes on to say it pairs a powerful chord sequencer with the lavish tones of the renowned Juno 60 synth. So if anyone knows anything about synthesizers, the Juno 60 is absolutely legendary, and this box actually has those sounds inside it, which is really exciting. So you can experiment with all kinds of different sounds and styles of chords, and obviously you've got the chord sequencer along the top here, so you can make your own sequences and play them back, which is really cool as well. There's effects which you can use like the filter, envelope, delay and reverb, and obviously you've got your sync in and out, and you've got MIDI on the side here, but I'll go around the whole unit and describe everything in a minute. But that is generally an overview of what this is. From my personal perspective, the way I see it is it's just kind of a way of generating ideas very quickly, and basically you don't need any musical knowledge whatsoever. So I don't have any musical knowledge really in terms of music theory, etc. And from my quick experiments with this, which I've already started doing, it's really easy to get ideas down. It's actually scary how easy it is. So it's kind of like a music by numbers kind of system, but in that way it's really exciting for someone that doesn't know anything about theory, because I can generate some really nice ideas very quickly. And for those of you that know a little bit more about the theory side of music, I'm sure it'll be equally as fun to use, and you'll probably have an even better understanding of everything that's going on. So let's go around the form factor of this device. What have we got here? So first of all, obviously we have to mention the size of this thing. It's absolutely tiny, and just as a comparison, this actually makes the SP404 Mark II look quite a big unit, and as we know, this is a really nice and portable unit. So it's tiny, and I'll just do a full comparison here like this on top of each other. You can see it's probably about a third of the size, maybe a little bit bigger than that if we compare it this way as well. Probably all in all, it's about a third of the size of the SP404 Mark II. In terms of the weight of it, it actually has quite a nice weight, and that's because it has a built-in battery. So you can charge this up via the USB on the back and then run it completely like this. So I can show you now that if I just flick it on, I have this fully charged up, and you can see the whole unit is working and active, and I can start playing around with it without any need for any sort of cables, I would just have to put my headphones in there and that is it. So I'm not sure off the top of my head how long the charge lasts, but I will leave it on top of the video so you guys can see. So we'll quickly turn that off again just so I can walk you around. First of all, on the faceplate, you can see here we kind of have like a chromatic scale, like a keyboard, and it's got all the keys around it just to make it look and feel a bit like a keyboard. Across the top, we've got the chord sequencer. That's where you input which chords you want where in the sequence. Around the sides, we've got these kind of other buttons where you can use other functions. So shift here is used to access all these functions at the bottom here. You've got exit, enter, shuffle, last clear, key, menu, and write. Sound is used to change the sound of the device, what sound it's generating. Pattern is to go into the pattern area so you can start putting down the chords in whatever sequence that you want. Over on the right here, we've got a variation area, so you can change the style and the variation types. I'll play around with that later in the video and show you guys. So we've got on or off for that. You can hold the chord as well, so you can just press it and it will hold it. And you've got the chord area here, so that allows you to change between whether you're playing a chord or just a single note. And if you use shift and press chord, you can change the genre of the chords. So you play one here, play another one here. If you change the genre, they will be completely different chords. So it's just so fast for generating ideas and coming up with really professional sounding chord sequences. It really is quite impressive the way it does that. So along the top here, you can see we've got the Roland logo in the top right with J6. We've got charge, that's orange when it's charging and it goes green when it's complete. You've got sync in and out, mix in and out, and we've got the headphone jack there. We've got a volume dial. I think we've mentioned most of these buttons. We've also got these dials along the front as well. We've got like the main value wheel, which has a little bit more resistance than the SP404 Mark II, and I quite like that about it. It feels kind of solid and it's not going to accidentally turn that. It's quite difficult to turn, so you need to put a little bit of force in. You've got these dials along the top. 4 of them are to change the sound of each of the patches. So you've got filter, envelope, delay, and reverb. We've already talked about this style area. And then at the top, we've got the play and the record button. And like I mentioned before, the chord sequencer. The buttons feel really good. They've got a nice resistance to them. They kind of feel like the SP303 in a way, actually, I think. A different shape, but they've got that kind of same sponginess but resistance at the same time. The buttons at the side feel very much like the function buttons on the SP404 Mark II, but just a little bit firmer. So again, can't complain about that. I think they have a really nice feel to them. These buttons in the sequencer area are exactly the same as these, but just smaller. And one criticism I'd say straight away is that obviously this is a very small unit, and some of these buttons, especially these ones at the top, are extremely small. You have to be quite precise to press one at a time. So you can see here, you know, I've got quite thin fingers. It works okay for me, but if you came at it at an angle, I can already feel there that my finger is pressing 2 buttons, so I'd have to be a little bit more precise when I'm pressing those. The dials as well, the main one feels good, but these ones feel a little bit on the flimsy side. They have a nice amount of resistance to them, but they look like something that could snap quite easily, I think. And again, these 3 sets of 2 here, they're kind of close together, and you can accidentally hit one when you're reaching for the other one. So obviously, you know, this is a small device. It's not exactly the easiest thing to navigate around, but I mean, these are the kind of things you sacrifice when you want portability. So yeah, for those of you with bigger fingers, bigger hands, you might find these a little bit fiddly to use, but that is because, you know, it's a small device, so there's not really much you can do. Okay, moving to the side, here you can see we've got the Roland logo again on the back, and the power on and off. USB, like I mentioned, that's how it charges, and you've got MIDI in and out as well. So hopefully we can do some fun stuff syncing this up with the SP404 Mark II. And all the other sides are actually blank, and the bottom's just what you'd normally expect from a device. It's just got the normal stuff on it, the Roland Corporation, and all the other bits and bobs on there, the bits of information about manufacturing. So what I'll do now is set this up so that you guys can listen to some of the sounds, and obviously, like I mentioned, these are from the Juno 60, so they sound really, really powerful, and you guys can get an idea of the sounds that you can produce with this thing, and I'll show you some sequences as well. So that's how the J6 sounds. I think it's absolutely incredible, the kind of size of the sound that you get out of a unit that's so small. I really am impressed with the way that this sounds. And like I mentioned, this is a really nice and easy way to be able to create ideas very quickly and get some really professional sounds out of this thing. So why have I got this device, and how am I going to incorporate this into my workflow as a beat maker? Well, it's a good question, and I've kind of got two answers to that. I think one answer is that because of the other stuff that Roland is sending me as well, I think it's kind of an opportunity to maybe try some different music and maybe try some more up-tempo stuff. So I am actually really excited about that. I mean, I've been doing lo-fi hip-hop and hip-hop for so long now. I think about 6 years just on this channel and in my own time as well, obviously. So I'm quite excited to get a different way of creating beat-based music, trying a different approach to it. That's really exciting. And another reason is that I think this could actually work as a way of complementing my beat making as well. So because it can generate chords like I've shown you on the example, those can definitely be sampled into the SP, and then I can use the effects on the SP to make them sound lo-fi and maybe even end up composing full beats with this thing. So there's a lot of different ways that I can use this device, and that's what I'm really looking forward to. And just on that point, please leave a comment below and let me know what sort of stuff would you like to see me do with this. Would you like to see me go in a sort of EDM dance kind of direction and try some different stuff? Would you like to see full tutorials with this, how to use this device and everything like that? Obviously I like doing stuff like that, so that would definitely be something I consider doing. Or would you just like to see me try and incorporate this into my beat making and sample the chords and make beats out of it? I'd be really interested to know what you guys would like me to do with this, and I can't wait to show you the other bits of gear that I've got coming as well. There's 2 other bits from Roland, and there's another piece of gear I've got as well which I need to do some videos on. So loads of stuff going on here on the channel at the moment. I'm really looking forward to sharing it all with you. So that's it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're excited about seeing content about this device and the other devices that are on the way. I really can't wait to share some fresh content with you, and I can't wait to do some stuff with gear that isn't a sampler.